What's going on, Sagittarius? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for May 2023. So in this reading, Sagittarius, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for the month of May. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming. We're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides and so much more regarding the month of May 2023, Sagittarius. But before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out, Sagittarius. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already. I would really appreciate that as well, Sagittarius. But without further ado, let's go ahead and pull the energy for the very powerful month of May 2023, Sagittarius. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination, sheesh, for Sagittarius. I think there's some monkeys laughing at me out there. I don't know. Okay. See what we got here for you, Sagittarius. All right, so let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards from the universe for you. Some messages from the universe. The first message you have for May is inspiration here, Sagittarius, and this is really letting you know that what we call inspiration or passion is the organizing principle of this time-space reality. So what this means is basically what I'm feeling for you is to really sink in, Sagittarius, to the fact that like we do live in a conscious, responsive, the whole earth is alive, okay? Like the scientific model that we're shown about how, oh, it's all logical and blah, blah, blah. It's like you're going to just be throwing that out of your head. Not to say that you can't be logical, but here's what I mean. There is a certain element of magic that is going to be entered into your life, like an effortless organization process of the universe. So the thing that the universe is asking you to do is actually do what you feel. You know, like you have something bubbling up inside of you, you feel inspired. Take action on that, because when you take action on that, then the whole universe sends you people, situations, and it will organize your life in a certain way that will benefit you to your true desires. Whereas if you have an inspiration in May and then you don't actually do it, you don't do what Spirit's telling you to do, your life will become stagnant because the organizing principle will not be set into motion. And this is a process that is endless. And so each thread of inspiration leads to the next thread. So never in a million years did I imagine that I would ever be inspired to be a tarot reader, but I had to follow the first thread that I had, which leads to the next one, and the people, like all this stuff. So make sure you follow your inspiration for deeper reasons than you know. You also have faith in the process here. Faith in the process here. There is an element here, Sagittarius, that you are where you're meant to be right now. Nothing is out of place, especially with this full moon energy. And so faith in the process is really like, it's an energy of devotion and giving yourself up to some sort of spiritual ideal or some sort of inspiration that you want to ground. And that's really some of the most noble energy that you can ever have. People that live in dedication to something bigger. That's really what this is really you tapping into something bigger than yourself, realizing like, once again, the weird message that I got in the beginning was something about the scientific model. A lot of you, there's this subconscious programming about like, oh, the world works this way. Like everything's random, nothing's interconnected. What you need to realize is you have so much spiritual support that will be amplified depending on your faith in the process, is what I'm getting from this. And what I mean, Sagittarius, is like there's all this spiritual support like that's going to help you manifest whatever it is that you want, and all you have to do is trust it. Okay, like what I'm getting from this is like sometimes spiritual support is more powerful than the support of 1,000 men. Okay, so have faith in the process and trust your intuition. There also is something about the ceiling of the ego. It's actually just the basement of the higher mind. That means that, and a really strong message, wherever you find yourself right now, you might be thinking in your head like, okay, like your ego is thinking, well, I wish it were a little bit different. The best possible case scenario that your ego can imagine for your life right now cannot even touch the organizing principle and the higher plan that the universe has for you. And the universe that plan and that organization will come in when you follow this inspiration. Okay, so there's a lot going on. And now this doesn't surprise me at all. You have collaborative dreaming. Okay, so this collaborative dreaming is really about the mastermind principle. So when it comes to faith in the process and inspiration, whatever it is that is, make sure you add other people into the equation here. Okay, there's something about your thought energy is powerful, like when you have faith in a process of manifesting your inspiration, but when you link it up with other people, it's game over. So make sure that you use social interaction to your benefit. Make sure you link yourself up with people who are, there is something about you, maybe even finding new people this month for some of you. For others of you, it's going to be existing people in your life that you're building something like similar vision, okay? And that's going to amplify you. So I like the energy, but let's go ahead and get into the tarot. You have the King of Swords as your opportunity. All right, the King of Swords is really mental and logical. It's really interesting. Remember what I was channeling in the beginning about the outdated worldview, about like the scientific model and like looking at everything as random and like we're just basically, there's something about a spiritual logic that's entering in your life. Like the King of Swords in your opportunity here, Sagittarius, is you being really, there's an opportunity for you to really double down on your spiritual mind, or to like make your mind sharper, to follow through. The King of Swords is someone who is basically just like a boss, okay? They're the boss of themselves. They could be really strict. So with the King of Swords being in your opportunity, there could be an element of discipline. The King of Swords is discipline, and that's the energy that I was channeling. The beauty of the faith in the process and the inspiration. There's nothing more beautiful than people who are spiritually devoted to something that's bigger than themselves. Okay, like if we look at like martial artists or like MMA fighters who just they wake up, they train, they spend time with their family, they go back to bed. That's all they do every day. They're devoted to that, and there's such a purity in that when you see them on fight day, you're literally looking at like a demigod, because they have all this spiritual energy channeling. So for you, discipline equals freedom this month, okay? Or maybe even like asserting yourself. Whatever the King of Swords is, we're going to have to see why it's your opportunity. This also could be part of the mastermind principle, because the swords has to do with mind. So linking yourself up with other people's minds to amplify it. Now your challenge is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a card of social engagement, or it's a card of, kind of celebration, goofing off. So there could be a challenge for you this month to kind of not slip into escapism, okay? Because the Three of Cups is an element of just like, okay, like this isn't working, so let's go party, let's go like drink, blah, blah, blah. For others of you, this challenge is gonna have to do with some sort of social group. So it makes sense to me, because you have collaborative dreaming. There could be some sort of challenge about like, how do we collaboratively dream successfully so that we're all on the same page, so that it's a win-win and so that it's not lopsided, okay? So Three of Cups is your challenge and the King of Swords is your opportunity. we're going to clarify in a moment, but when it comes to your overall general energy here, Sagittarius, a lot of changes are happening for you. You have the 10, on the surface it doesn't look like the best, but it's because it's like, you have the 10 of Wands, you have the 7 of Cups, and you have the 6 of Swords. So with this energy, there's clearly an ending to indecision, and you're going to move on from indecision. What this overall general energy is, whatever inspiration you have, whatever faith in the process you have, whatever collaborative dreaming you have in May, making a choice is better than sitting in an apathy of options. So some of you, the energy that I'm feeling is for May 2023, like you're never gonna feel like fully ready to jump into the inspiration, to jump into the faith. Like there's never gonna be a moment where it's like, okay, it's perfect, like do it now. So there is an element, once again, the opportunity being the King of Swords, to push through and to say like, I can't keep living like this. For a lot of you, this is the thing that's coming through. For most of you, the pain of staying the same has began to outweigh the pain of change. And when that happens, you got to make the jump, okay? But the one danger here for you, Sagittarius, is inaction. The one danger in this reading is, once again, not activating that organizing principle. Maybe you don't do it because you still have subconscious programs running, and it's Biggie Smalls. You would too if you knew what this game would do to you. What is the game? The game is inspiration. We all have different inspiration, but when you follow your inspiration, the universal principle is the organizing principle then becomes activated, brings people, circumstances, your destiny into your life. Now you do have the 6 of Swords here, so there could be a little bit of travel at the end of the month, or there could be something. What I'm getting from this is you're moving on from indecision, right? You see how the 6 of Swords is moving away from that 7 of Cups. So if I could break it down to a gestalt, even if you end up making the wrong choice from your ego level this month, there is no wrong choice. There's simply, there is no other choice. Follow your passion, there's no other option for you. And even if it leads you down a road that you don't prefer, you had to go down that road. But I'm not even saying that it will, but because the reason you're not doing it is because there's that in the background. Okay, so let's go to what you don't see coming. When it comes to what you don't see coming, there's really this month is going to be like a ladder, like a progressed ladder. You have the 4 of Cups, you have the Queen of Cups, and you also have the Emperor here when it comes to what you do not see coming this month. And this is, I read chronologically, this is in the beginning of the month, middle of the month, end of the month. So whatever doubt or fear or apathy that you're feeling around following your passion and really being disciplined around it, okay, doing what you love and doing it like you mean it, that's good. Like as each day passes in May, it's almost like you're shedding a layer of your old self every day. Like every emotional problem is just going to be flowing off you. Now, for some of you, clearly this has to do with a love thing. For some of you ladies out there, King of Swords is your challenge. You could be dealing with a toxic masculine person. I apologize for not saying that in love. And this is really you saying, I'm not feeling it anymore. You know, the Emperor, someone is being cold potentially. The Queen of Cups and the 4 of Cups. For those of you ladies out there, or even guys that are in a romantic relationship, I really do see there being an ending to that. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, and this is, I was more so because of these oracle cards, I had to do the primary message first. The primary message is follow your inspiration, enter a mastermind, and have faith in the process to your bigger goals and your dreams and your aspirations. But for a lot of you, there is a message of a breakup here. There definitely is, okay, between you and a romantic partner. Now, part of you, this breakup is happening because if you were to actually follow your inspiration, it would lead you down a different path. And so that's why there could be a lot of pain happening to this. I apologize for not saying it earlier, but it is what it is. And then when it comes to your advice from your spirit guides here, Sagittarius, it's really just like lock in. You have the 4 of Wands, you have the 7 of Pentacles, and you also have the Hermit when it comes to your advice from your spirit guides. This is really like focus on your work, focus on your inner state, focus on really actualizing that inspiration and receiving downloads. Don't run away from any sort of download that you get this month. Now, there's a lot of harmonious aspects in your life right now because the 4 of Wands in your advice is coming through as a rite of passage, okay? Like whatever's going on in your life right now, in a year or even in a few months, you're going to look back on it and be like, wow, like that was a really, May 2023 was a really pivotal portal for me. This is also the 1111 portal. So you're going through a very deep portal right now, Sagittarius. It's a balance of I don't know. I think you get the frequency. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this reading, and let's start clarifying some of these energies for you. Okay.
Well, first, Sagittarius, it's simple. Movement is motivation. Trust your heart, and the process will equal progress.
You said it right there from a Sagittarius himself. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, let's go ahead and get into the clarification. Why is the King of Swords here in your opportunity? Let's go ahead and see. Some of you, this opportunity with the King of Swords is to realize you're dealing with a toxic masculine something, especially with those ladies out there in love. For others of you, this opportunity is to take control of your own mind and really have an element of discipline. Let's see. Why is it here? Why is it here? Yeah, well, Queen of Wands. Someone is icing you out. Some of you ladies are going to be pissed off at your partner, or you're going to, and someone's just going to be like, listen, like you're going to get mad, and I can literally see someone being like walking away or like invalidating you or like acting like it doesn't even exist. Okay, so like just be aware of that. Others of you, King of Swords to the Queen of Wands is you. Queen of Wands is what? Passion, inspiration, business mogul. And it's about having discipline to ground that inspiration. That's the message that I already got. Okay, yeah, definitely ego battle for some of you. King of Swords is clarified by the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. It's interesting you have two queens here. Some of you could be dealing with a third party situation that leads to the breakup. I'm going to be honest. So whether you're in a situationship or whether you're in a romantic thing with this person, Sagittarius. Now, if you're a guy and you're in a romantic situation with whoever, roles can be reversed. This is just energy. So this can be two, whatever. But you have the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands here. There could be something about a third party that you're unaware about that comes to the surface that actually finally says, okay, I'm leaving this relationship. Okay, no matter who you are, if you're dealing with romantic thing, if you're dealing with romantic problems with a pre-existing person, there is something about a third party, or there's something about someone just completely emotionally invalidating you. But for the most of you watching this, this really has to do with what are these two elements? Fire and air are the two masculine, okay? Water and earth are the two feminine. So really your opportunity is to get very masculine. And especially if you're a woman. I mean, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, two women, but the element is masculine. So no matter who you are, if you're fighting a toxic masculine person, or you're fighting for your biggest dream, your inspiration, get masculine. Get masculine, because you're going to have to. Now, and see, all right, my man, let's see why the Three of Cups is here. Why is the Three of Cups here in your challenge? Why is the Three of Cups in your challenge? Oh my goodness. The Three of Cups in your challenge is clarified by the sorry. The Three of Cups in your challenge is clarified by the Emperor, Three of Swords, and also the Ace of Cups. Getting a lot for dealing with everyone involved. Inspiration, faith in the process, and collaborative dreaming. What I'm getting from this is when you run into an obstacle, when it comes to grounding your inspiration, when it comes to having faith in some sort of inspired manifestation process that you're on, it's like the first second you run into discipline, or the first second you run into a problem, you're going to basically be like, oh my God, this hurts. I need an emotional relief from this thing that I'm trying to uphold, like this frame that once again, your opportunity is to be masculine. So don't be surprised if you fluctuate, Sagittarius, between moments of strength and moments of weakness in May. And that's natural. So don't expect yourself to be this robot, okay? because you're making this big shift into having faith in an inspired process with collaborative dreaming, there is this thing about don't be too hard on yourself, okay? Because there is this thing where if you're too hard on yourself, you're gonna completely snap. You're gonna completely go off the deep end, where if you can just kind of sit with it, it will be better. For others of you though, this definitely has to do with the relationship thing, okay? Once again, how did I miss that? 3 of Cups in your challenge is a third party. And clearly here, toxic masculine, new love, and 3 of Swords. For those of you ladies out there who have been in a situationship or you've been holding on to this one person, and the men in a romantic thing, there's a third party here. Whether it's subtle, whether it's obvious, I don't know. And then that's going to really cause you to move on. But for most of you, this has to do with more so the discipline. Without discipline, you're nothing. I don't care how talented you are. Without discipline, what this is about, the 3 of Cups in your challenge, clarified by the 3 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Emperor. Besides that third party that I mentioned, besides that whole thing, what this is about is you giving up under the slightest pressure because you don't have discipline. You can be the most talented person at anything. If you don't have discipline, you're not anything, because you give up under the slightest feeling of discomfort without discipline. So there's something about embracing that discomfort. Once again, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Emperor. It's a challenge, but it's there. So there's something about using your emotions to hype yourself up. Okay, like discipline equals freedom. And here, to be honest, Sagittarius, the thing about this reading though, faith in the process and inspiration, I'll take discipline over inspiration and motivation any day of the week. Now that's from a certain level, because from a spiritual level, the inspiration is the organizing principle of synchronicity that brings people, places, and things to you that are a part of your destiny if you can actually act on the discipline. But when you're in that place of already understanding what you're inspired to do, you then have to do that. I would rather take discipline at that point, because do you think I feel inspired to do these readings every single day? Now, I will admit, once I get into the reading, I'm good. Once I get into the reading, I'm inspired. But like actually waking up, doing my process to get ready for the reading, do you think I feel inspired to do that every day? No. But I'm disciplined, so I do it anyway. Okay, so these are the themes that are coming up for you. But I'm telling you, for a lot of you, there is this weird thing about love. For those of you that are hanging on to someone out of whatever it is, and you know it's expired, you might as well get out before the third party thing happens. I'm just being honest with you. Sagittarius. I'm going to conclude this reading. Everything that I said was said. Remember, faith in the process. Remember, inspiration. And remember collaborative dreaming, but remember discipline, and also please remember the third party that I think I mentioned to you. So with that being said, I'll talk to you next time, Sagittarius.